What's up, guys? My name is Devontae, and I sacrificed my time so you don't have to. You know, I'm very torn in regards to this situation. I know usually I shouldn't be torn because it's pretty clear cut. And no, I'm not talking about Jericho and his NDA situation. That's absolutely not clear cut to me. And actually, that's my reasoning for being torn behind this situation. I'm torn because of free speech. That's what I care about. That's the elements of what I actually carry in regards to my values. And I think anyone and everyone has the right to free speech. You can say whatever you want and you're proven wrong in the court of law. Now, personally, that's how I feel. But apparently, the rest of the world doesn't feel that way. And they feel the need to want to castigate or pretty much say that a person and a verdict is clear cut when you legitimately have no evidence. And it's just so surprising to me. I can understand to a certain degree if like the internet wasn't around, because at the very least then you can plead ignorance, right? But we live in an age where you have this thing in your pocket you can pull out at any point in your life, at any point, at any time, at any day, where you can literally look up any bit of information just like that. That wasn't even a thing 20 years ago, let alone today, right? And even worse, the people who pretend or act like the whole believe all women stuff, for an example, is a thing that should be ongoing. You act like this is oh, well, I mean, let's just say that this is occurring because we already know 100% this is the case because, well, believe all women happens all the fucking time. The women are always the victims. That's not the case at all. As a matter of fact, it's pretty 50-50 to me. Maybe even 60-40, and the 60 going to the false allegations for more, for more high priority situations in regards to celebritydom, right? Because of course, us peons, us people in the little world, right? Us people who have to work our 9 to 5, we can never get that type of focus for us. But of course, we have to do it for other celebrities because they matter more, right? But check this out real quick. I'm torn behind all this, and I'm going to read this article for you real quick because there's a situation ongoing in AEW where they're taking away anti-Jericho fans, pretty much relating to the situation with Jericho. So I'll give my opinion on that, but first let me read this for you guys. This is coming from Brian Last, Jim Cornette's Brian Last. The great Brian Last took to Twitter, and by the way, this article's down in the description box below. The great Brian Last took to Twitter and showed off a set of instructions that were given at the Charterway Arena, noting that he obtained the instructions from one of his listeners. The list showed that anti-Chris Jericho signs, as well as signs about Kylie Ray, were banned. He further added that even CM Punk signs were also confiscated. Oh, that's new. And this is coming from Brian Last. Event-specific information. Reserved seating. All seats are reserved. Most seating is on, okay, blah, 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 blah. We don't have to look at that. They have no privileges for any other area. Okay, floor access, seating. So, okay, all that nonsense. I don't know why they typed this. There was no reason to type this. So let's get to this right here. Sign policy. Signs are permitted. No profanity, graphic images, oversized, derogatory signs, no blink signs. Why? No sticks or poles, no signs mentioning Kylie Ray, Chris Jericho in a negative light, Chris Jericho and Kylie Ray. I didn't say anything about CM Punk, but well, I mean, Brian Last says on his Twitter account, a listener who worked the AEW Collision taping yesterday sent this along. Sent this along with banned signs listed. Oh, what the hell, Brian Last? What the hell? A listener who worked the AEW Collision taping yesterday sent this along. Okay, I got it now. Banned signs listed at the bottom. I was told CM Punk signs were also confiscated. And it's even worse because I see people in the comment section. This is one guy who said, yes, it's Jericho, but they have a list of rules. So what every event has rules, wrestling, concerts, etc. If you don't follow the rules, that's on you. Spoken like a fucking bootlicker, right? Am I right? Okay, so like you guys know, as I talked on before, I personally, this is just my belief, I believe in evidence. I don't know if Jericho did it. I don't know if Jericho didn't do it. I talked about this beforehand. But what I need is evidence. I just need evidence. I'm not even asking outright for a conclusion or a verdict in the court of law. That would absolutely fucking close this, and that would absolutely merit it. And from that point on, you can say whatever the fuck you want to say about Jericho at that point, because it's been proven that he did it, that he's guilty. But I don't feel comfortable jumping to conclusions and saying all these negative things about Jericho without proof. And it's even worse because it's like, I know people who are coming for Jericho's head right now would not want that situation put on them. They're like, and it's funny because the only evidence that they have is like, well, there are multiple women who are saying this. Okay, like I mentioned beforehand, within professional wrestling, multiple women said things about Joey Ryan also, and he came out with a shitload of receipts and was proven right in the court of laws. And none of the women showed up to court. None of this stuff was recorded, so it's not as if this information would have gotten out as far as who their faces were. And not to mention, I think some of them weren't even anonymous. They just went straight out and said it. So yeah, multiple women can lie. It's been proven multiple times. Look at Velveteen Dream and his two people that multiple people accused him of something. Has yet someone give me anything. They already disproved the whole thing with him masturbating in front of the camera when it wasn't him shown on camera. That was a lie. They already proven that. The two boys yet to even come close to bringing up any type of evidence. My point being is, though, look at Enzo Amore also. Enzo Amore is probably the clear cut. I mean, Joey Ryan is pretty clear cut, but look at Enzo Amore also. Look what the lady outright admitted that she lied. No, I don't want to hear from other people saying that they did something. I don't care about the victim status. Not to mention, this is the even worse part when it comes to this situation. I don't know the extent of what they view as being victimized versus clear-cut victimization. Look at that dumb bitch the other day that was on Twitter a couple of weeks ago who talked about, I can't even remember the tweet per se. Jericho went into her DMs or something like that, and like he complimented her on a sexy photo that she put out or something along the lines of that. I can't even remember. But it was something so incredibly fucking innocuous. But then she took it after the whole Kylie Ray Chris Jericho situation, and she was like, I should have known that there was something bigger than this. He sexually harassed me. Like shit like that, bro. Like, I don't even know the extent of what you define as sexual harassment and how sensitive society is nowadays. They will take something incredibly innocuous and they will blow it completely out of proportion, and they will pretend as if that situation in itself is sexual harassment. When about not even 3 years ago, within your personal lives, you will not hold anyone to that standard. That's another thing that I really want to get to the bottom of when talking about Kylie Ray. This is why I keep telling everybody to shut the fuck up. Because not only do you not know the situation, not only do you not know if they're lying, let's just hypothetically say that they're telling the truth. What is the extent of what went on in that locker room, supposedly, allegedly, that made Kylie Ray think that sexual assault occurred? Did he touch her? Did he touch her without her permission? That's sexual harassment. You can go directly after Jericho if that's the case. But if Jericho just invited her to, for an example, if Jericho invited Kylie Ray to the locker room and hit on her, and then she turned down his advances and left the room, no, that's just called hitting on a girl. Now, if he added in, I can make your career very huge or something along the lines of that, okay, now you have a case to go after Chris Jericho. That's disgusting. He just Harvey Weinsteined her, right? That's what they're alluding to. Did he say something on the lines of, hey man, if you get on your knees and do some things for me, I can make your career a lot bigger than what it really is? And even then, to a certain degree, I say to myself, man, they're two consenting adults. I don't understand why the fuck, you have to... I still think that's ridiculous in its own right. But at the very least, okay, now you have merit to go after Jericho. Personally, I still think that's a little bit because again, two consenting adults. It's two consenting adults. We're talking about Kylie Ray. How old is Kylie Ray right now? I'm very curious. How old is Kylie Ray? Kylie, how do you spell her dumbass name? Kylie Ray. How old is Kylie Ray? Are you, man, god damn it. My phone is retarded. She's my age. She's 31 years old. I'm older than her by like a couple of weeks. She's 31. Meaning this all happened in what, 2019? I was 27, so she was 27. Dude, you're a 27-year-old. No, fuck that, bro. Even if it were a proposition for Jericho. No, bro. I can understand if you're like having a proposition with a 20-year-old or a 19-year-old. No, man. No, I even take that back, bro. Even if Jericho were to go out of his way and say something on the lines of, oh, well, if you do this for me, I can boost up your career. I mean, it's not something that I would say is moral, obviously. But no, you're 27 years old. Fuck out of here, man. No. I even take that back. That's fucking dumb, bro. Only if Jericho put his hands on her without her permission would I actually condone his actions. If it's even a proposition, I even take that back. That's so fucking dumb, bro. You're 31 years old right now. Get the fuck. Yeah, bro, you're a psycho. You people are psychos nowadays, bro. You people are fucking psychotic. You are psychotic. No, man. But put that to the side for a second. I made my opinions known about that multiple times. Now we come to the fan sign stuff. That's wrong. That's horrible. That's terrible. Those people who hold up those signs are fucking crappy, shitty people because they don't know the conclusion of a situation, and yet they're going out of their way to make indications that they know. You don't know the extent of the situation. That's one thing. But at the same time, nah, bro, you shouldn't be going out of your way taking signs from people. That's their right. That's their free speech. They're retards, but it's their free speech. They can say whatever they want. Because at the end of the day, even though I disagree with them holding up signs that don't merit the situation, if you go out of your way to do it now, then that just sets a precedent for you to do other things that, hell, I may even worsenly disagree with, or even if I do agree with. Like, that's just that whole slippery slope thing that happens. Like, you don't want to start this. Even though I disagree with the situation, even though to a certain degree I look at the signs and I say to myself again, you shouldn't be holding up signs like that without knowing the story, the full extent of the story. Don't take signs. Because if I'm okay with you taking signs right here, then what else signs are you going to take away, huh? What other signs are you going to take away that expresses freedom of expression for people who want to speak their mind? I mean, their minds may be retarded, but it's their retarded minds to speak. You may do something that I disagree with, and, you know, I'm gonna want you to keep the signs up, because at the end of the day, you're now agreeing with my narrative, and that's not how anything in life should work. You know what I mean? Keep the signs up. You know what I mean? If anything, I don't know what to tell you. Work around. Maybe move them over to the other side of the arena. Even then, no, that's gross too. That's censorship also. Because, I mean, the whole reason why they made that sign was to be put on television. Now, my thing is, you want to fix the situation legitimately, Tony? Honestly, take Jericho off of television. That's it. Actually do a legitimate investigation. See what the fuck went wrong. See what the fuck happened in that locker room on that day. Cross-examination. I don't care what the fuck. Speak to people to see if Kylie Ray's story was consistent with whatever remarks she's going to tell you happened in that locker room. And Jericho can rebut it. People can come out, and then Jericho can take the stand. Whatever the case may be. Do a legitimate investigation and keep Jericho off of television. It's not like he's super important to the product right now anyways. Take him off of television. And that way, if you do it long enough, people ain't going to bring signs anymore because they notice that Jericho is not on television and they just look like complete douchebags doing it. Maybe they may do it once or twice, but why would you even, I mean, what's the incentive to continue doing it? You're just being an asshole now at this point, right? So just take Jericho off of television. That way the signs will get off of television and fix this problem. And once you have the problem fixed, announce it. Don't try to speak in, innuendo talks. None of this tweet and delete bullshit. I would even go as far as to say that Tony Khan should probably go out of his way and have a media scrum about this. Go out there, speak on Jericho's accusations outright, get it out in the open. If he did do wrong, you fire him. That's it. If he went out of his way, and again, I still think the metric and determination from all this is so retarded, because in reality, the only thing that I'm willing to accept is whether or not Kylie Ray fucking was forced to touch him or something like that. If it was something along the lines of a proposition that she ran out of, I wouldn't even fire him over that. But if that's AEW's stupid ass rules, then fine. At least you can find something. But to keep up this charade and take signs away and shit like that, the CM Punk signs, I don't even know what the fuck you're going on with that. You're fucking retarded on that basis right there. It's just signs from another wrestler. That's just stupid. Even WWE allowed WCW signs to be... They allowed Goldberg streak signs. They allowed Ric Flair signs to be at Raw back in the 90s, and vice versa. There were Austin 316 signs all throughout the WCW arena. The Brahma Bull Rock sign, DX signs, NWO signs were in WWE. This is just retarded. And not to mention, any of the dude, you got bigger problems to worry about. I mean, not just the Jericho situation, but just your company in general, bro. You are as cold as humanly possible. And understandably, I know Tony might be frustrated because there are so many wrestlers who are taken away from the product in itself, where we should be focusing on this. But this right here, taking away signs and all that, this ain't gonna help your product at all, bro. At all. Like, at all. Figure out what the fuck you're gonna do, but taking away people's free speech, if anything, you're just pushing them even further away to want to watch your company. Don't do that, bro. But let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. How do you feel about this entire scenario and situation? Do you agree with Tony Khan? Do you think he has the right to take people's signs away even though it's a blemish on his company? Do you believe that Tony Khan and the rest of AEW should probably do their best to take away all the stigma away from the company and focus on the product in itself? Do you believe that Tony Khan should probably, if for anything, when dealing with these signs, take Jericho off of television because he's inconsequential to the product right now, and pretty much for the most part, like, investigate the situation, get all the evidence that you need, come to a conclusion, go out of your way and announce it? And if Tony Khan has already done this and he has it ready, if it's bad for Jericho, he should be gone already. Why is he still here? If it's good for Jericho, why won't you come out and just say it? I can understand people's speculations and reasonings to believe why Jericho has did what he's did, but you don't have concrete evidence and you don't have any reasoning to believe. I can understand the speculation, but you do not have any evidence to coincide as to why that speculation is true or not true. I understand where you're coming from, but due process is a thing for Jericho and it's a thing for you. Let it play out. As always, my name is Devontae and I'll be catching you fine folks later. Not watching Raw tonight, unfortunately, got a long work night, but I'll keep up with what's going on in the background. If anything pops off that's super heavy, I'll cover it. Deuces, P. Ice.